Have a little patience. Have a little patience. We've probably heard of this old cliche or old cliche saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover," right? It's such a cliche, but it's also very true. As I've found that a lot of cliches are right. Essentially, it means that for me, in this context, it means that you should have patience with people. The what people usually produce, externally, what they show you are not always, or it's not always who they are, right? People exhibit different personality traits or characteristics or attitudes because of what they've been through over time. So if you take a judgment call on what you've seen, right, your first impression, you may end up being wrong. And I know that it's difficult for you to correct a first impression because, as we say, it's very difficult for you to counteract a first impression, especially if it's something that is not so palatable, right? Which is why we enjoin people to, as much as possible, ensure that their first impression always counts. But sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes you've been through stuff that has just scarred you, and you've put up an armor against the world, right? People may take you to be unfriendly. For instance, I remember that as a younger person, as a teen, because I was so very shy, I put up this sort of wall right around me that um, was a bit difficult for people to penetrate, right? And as such, they had the assumption that I was standoffish, that I was arrogant, that I didn't like to mix with people, etc. But that wasn't the case. Nothing could have been further from the truth. I was simply very, very reserved and very shy, right? So the people who eventually became my friends, I'm grateful to them, because if they had also taken the judgment call and not taken time to know me, they would have jumped on the bandwagon and assumed that this is a guy not to be mixed with. So have a little patience with people. Have a little patience with those who don't seem to be at the same level that you are. I know it can be difficult, especially if you're blessed with intellectual gifts, for instance, and people don't seem to catch up quickly, or to be on the same playing field as you are when it comes to making deductions or analyzing or being able to understand stuff. Not everybody has the same capacity, right? But it doesn't mean that no, that everybody is stupid. It just means that they need to work a little bit more on their potential, work a little bit more on their ability to understand concepts and stuff like that. Nobody's born stupid. Everybody has a brain, and every brain has the capacity to learn and to expand and to learn more things, right? We've heard about great geniuses who were practically kicked out of school because they thought that they were dumb. Like, I think Edison, for instance, or Isaac Newton. When they were in school, their teachers or their lecturers thought that they were just failed students. Or people like John Lennon, who one of his teachers famously wrote that he would never amount to anything in the world, right? So you never know. You never know what people are, what they're capable of doing. If you just had little patience, if you just had little patience, have little patience with yourself as well, because you can be at a particular phase in life and you're looking at those around you and they just seem to have outstripped you, or to have done so much more with their lives, especially if they're contemporaries of yours, and you're wondering, what am I? Am I doomed to failure? Is it that I can't do anything? Especially if you allow the words of people get to you, right? Because some people can say stuff about you and to you, to your face, that make you feel really dejected. And if you're not careful, you can allow those words to eat deep inside and not make you really progress. So have a little patience with yourself. Celebrate your small wins. Recognize that you are capable of doing stuff. When you do that and you continue to focus on your ability to expand, you will become better. But it's not the day that you plant the seed, as they say, that is the same day that you eat the fruit. It takes development, it takes time, it takes a process. But you have to go through that process if you're going to bear the fruit. So have a little patience with yourself, have a little patience with your processes, have a little patience with going through life, because everybody has a particular pace at which they run. Some people come to the party late and have to catch up. Some others have gone way ahead of others, right? So have a little patience. Have a little patience with yourself. Have a little patience with people. Have a little patience with the world around you. Have a little patience.